In this episode, you'll learn 4 phrases that you need to communicate about dating in American English.
Let's get right into it. Our first phrase is to go Dutch.
Yes, and so what does this mean?
What is to go Dutch?
What is that?
Well, when you go out on a date where you are eating something, drinking something, maybe buying tickets, or anything that costs money, you might want to go Dutch.
Right.
So this could also be for a group activity with friends. You can also go Dutch. Well, what does it mean? When it's time to pay?
So what we do is we just split the bill. That's the way I think of go Dutch.
Yeah.
So, let's say the bill is $50, $25 each, right? Or you might go and decide how much each person spent.
Right.
Yeah. So to go Dutch.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then directly related with this, there's 3 different words that we can talk about, how you know how much to pay. Mm-hmm. We have the tab, the check, and the bill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the amount of money that you owe at the restaurant, right?
Yeah, and when you're ready to go at a restaurant, you usually have to ask the waiter, waitress, could I have the check, please?
Yeah,
Could we get the bill?
Can we get the bill? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll bring it without asking, and that's normal in the U.S. They're not trying to, rush you out.
Right. You can take your time. Even if you have the check, you can still hang out at the table and chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. So the next phrase is getting out.
Yes.
And Lindsay, you mentioned this. You were talking about a website where you meet up with people based on the activities you want to do. What was the name of that website?
Yeah, so this website was howaboutwe.com, and this really lets us get out, right? Get out of the house and don't expect your date to come knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Or the person of your dreams is not going to show up at your home, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, so you can get out to do an activity like, oh, it's great that I'm getting out and running more, or I'm getting out and going out on a date, or whatever, just getting out of your house.
Absolutely. And the last one was commitment.
Commitment. This is great because dates can vary in the amount of commitment. Like a first date might be a coffee or a tea date, right? Maybe it takes 45 minutes or an hour. That's a low time commitment.
Right. And then you also think about commitment in terms of how much money you're putting into the date.
Right.
So if you're going to go and invite someone to a fancy dinner, you're going to spend a lot of money, and that's a big time and money commitment for a first date if you're not sure if you really like the person, right?
Yeah. And then another way we use the word commitment is talking about stages of a relationship. So if we go in order, from when you first meet someone, you might call them an acquaintance, and then you get to know them more, they become a friend, or in a romantic way, you might start with dating as a commitment, and then being in an exclusive relationship,
boyfriend, girlfriend, right at that point, and then get engaged,
married,
sometimes
divorced.
Probably not.
Right. So yeah, different stages are different levels of commitment. And last, with commitment, you can use it as a reason why you can't go out on a date. So, for example, can you go out for a cup of coffee? What if you want to say no? What could you say?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have a commitment that day.
Right. And, that's enough. You don't have to say any more. That's the perfect excuse. Sorry, I have a commitment.
You don't need to be specific. I mean, if you don't want to go out with them, you can say, I have a commitment.
Yeah, yes. Perfect. Love it. So let's give you a chance to repeat these phrases so you can get comfortable with them. So the first one was to go Dutch.
And the next one was, we had 3. So we have the tab, the check, or the bill.
Great. The third phrase was getting out.
And the last one was commitment.